Play full game. Entering team select screen. The Chicago Bears, the home team, are selected. Ready.
It's week 6 of the 2022 season. We'll see the dynamic Justin Fields. He was terrific a week ago, well over 400 yards passing. It's the Bears and the Commanders under the lights on Thursday night.
Soldier Field opened back in 1924 with the Bears becoming tenants in 71, and what a home field advantage it has become here in Chicago. Tonight we kick off week 6 with a great Thursday night matchup between the Washington Commanders and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
But meanwhile, for the visiting Commanders, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Entering play call screen. Kickoff middle. Kickoff left.
Set to go now in week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Commanders trot to the field for their first possession, and it's the 7th-year quarterback out of North Dakota State leading the way. His 3rd NFL team, Carson Wentz.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
Wentz to throw on the first play from scrimmage. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Throwing is Wentz. And that's complete. It's Sims. Call it a gain of a yard. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Entering franchise screen, you have 9 options. Resume is selected. Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Now Wentz on 3rd down. Buying time to his left. And that will be incomplete.
It was the first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that throw. And start cooking on those key 3rd down throws.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Bears take over. Here come the Bears, and at the helm is someone that they have a lot of hopes for leading this franchise. The 11th pick in 2021 out of Ohio State, Justin Fields.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide-open offense, so we'll see if he can keep a string of good games going right here.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. To throw is Fields. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Didn't have the greatest field position to start, did they? And now after this sack, it's way, way worse.
And right off the bat, first play of the game.
Entering play call, coach punt plan. Player, there are 8 categories. Formation, there are 8. Play type, there are 8. Option, run, pass. Quick pass, there are Y stick.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Fields, throw right side of the tight end O'Shaughnessy. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Fields on 3rd down. Under pressure, and down he goes. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
Entering play call, coach suggestions.
4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill.
Options, punt is selected.
Oh, it's a wobbler here. And this will be down just on the other side of midfield. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more of what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
Here's a throw out line complete to his running back right side. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Second and 11. Now Wentz. This pass hauled in by Dotson. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
First down catch there by Jahan Dotson. You get the sense watching him that his ascent is only just beginning. More catches, yards, and touchdowns every year at Penn State, and played his way into the first round. A tremendous athlete. He also runs routes with great intelligence.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On play action, Wentz. On the move to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
The first carry now. This is Williams. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 10 yards there, good for a Washington first down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, Wentz. Samuel bringing in the slant. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys?
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Williams. Not going anywhere. He'll lose a couple back to the 6.
That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Well, I know a defensive coordinator is going to be pretty excited by what he just saw there. Great knockback by their front. And now with the ball where it is, I would expect to see the offense throw the ball on 2nd and 3rd down here.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Second and goal from the 6 this time. On play action, it's Wentz. Forced out to his left. Got a man and he hits him in stride.
At
a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Throwing now is Wentz.
Dotson has it. Touchdown, Commanders.
A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Commanders will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
You'd have to imagine for a team that's lost 3 straight games, scoring first in this first quarter has to feel pretty good.
It has to feel great for them, and also it's a nice signal to the rest of the team because we talk about complementary football all the time. So they've now signaled to the defense, now signaled to the kicking game, hey, we're here to play in this one. We're going to do our part. Let's see if you guys will do the exact same, and we can break this losing streak.
Joey Sly on for the extra point.
He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0.
Entering play
so that one a long 11-play drive.
And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game.
And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 20 carries, 93 yards, and a score.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know, he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
The Bears at 3-2, a game over 500 here to start the season. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll go option to the short side. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27.
But not many guys who can blow up plays like Chase Young. He did it again there. But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
RPO. RPO red bubble. RPO red bubble. RPO red bubble.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss.
Circle button. Circle button. Circle button. Circle button.
Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders.
And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
Special. RP. Option. Run. Pass. Option is set to Hail Mary 3 play. Hail Mary, goal post.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long.
Cross button.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Slings this deep from McLaurin.
Square button.
Pass over the middle tipped, but he still brings it in.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up the 1st and goal.
Well, CD, when you combine accuracy with a big arm, you get throws like that. And Justin Fields may very well be making these kinds of plays at the pro level for years to come.
And look, you're down 7-0 in the first quarter. You know it's not a time to panic or feel like you've got to get those points back right away. But how about their conviction and taking that chance to throw the ball deep right there, knowing they can hit on plays like this? I'll bet that won't be the last time we see them take a deep shot in this game.
And that throw, amazingly, well over 70 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. Wow.
Option is set. Option is set to undefined. Option is play. Option run. FD run. There are 7 categories. FD dive is selected.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Cross button.
Off play action, Fields.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. James O'Shaughnessy from a yard out. And the Bears are an extra point away from drawing level.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that's the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And that is off the left upright. It's no good.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Pick off left is selected.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. So here is Washington now to take over.
They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak on top so far with the football here, 1st and 10.
There are 6 categories.
Here's Wentz to throw. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on second down.
On second down, Williams. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
On third down, here's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league in converting on third down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, third down conversions. So they got one there.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw is Wentz. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Sims.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now Wentz. Flush to his right.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
On first down, Wentz.
Quick slant, Dotson. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball. And I know a lot of people think they get fatigued on a long drive. Actually, a lot of times the reverse happens. They actually get energized because they're controlling the ball, and they're the ones dictating to the defense.
A run here for J.D. McKissick.
Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Wentz now to throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Brandon, that's a gamer move right there. Facing third down, steps up, calls his own number, and nearly makes the house call. If I'm the coach, I let him take another one right here. Give him a chance to be the first one to hit the end zone after that effort he just gave him.
They'll try and run. This is Williams.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
Jamal Williams.
His second rushing touchdown on the year,
as his guys are able to extend their lead. Very much, Charles, a statement drive right there.
And the big guys up front love this type of a statement. They like being relied upon to move the line of scrimmage and create space for their runners, and they did exactly that on that drive. And how about the payoff? Running it again into the end zone. And that's the kind of drive that sends a message to the defense.
And a big score they needed to add on to that slim lead they had.
Slide for the PAT.
And it's up. It's good. Our score 14-6. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told.
And it was Jamal Williams who ended things with a touchdown run.
You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line.
And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 14-6 our score on EA Sports. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10.
Run. FB run. There are 7 categories. Play. Run. Option is set to draw 2 plays. Option is set to counter 4 plays. Option is set to pitch 3 plays. Option is set to outside handoff. Option is set to inside handoff. AHB blunt dive.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, this is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up when you just watch your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive that lasts into double-digit snaps. You need a score here, not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth.
Circle button. Cross button.
From the 22,
Fields.
This one complete to the tight end, O'Shaughnessy. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Cross button. Triangle
Back
button.
to throw. Fields.
Triangle button. Cross button.
He'll get that complete to his tight end Kmet. And he will have the Bears first down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards.
At first glance, I thought he just used his size in order to win the route. But he also had a little subtle move in there as well. Made the defender think he was going one direction. I was able to track the ball in another.
Play tight, run. Inside, AHP blunt dive. Zone weak.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Going up the gun, Montgomery. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Square button. Cross button.
Fields now to
Triangle
throw.
Button. Triangle button.
That's complete right side to Kmet. Fields to Kmet there for a Chicago first.
One of the toughest things about playing quarterback is staying in the pocket, all that going on around you, and not letting your eyes go down to where the pass rush is. Instead, keeping them downfield. And that time he did and found his tight end for a first down.
Entering play call with Y-stick, double slant, jet passive K-zone. Jet passive K-zone. Quick fade.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44.
Cross button. R1 button.
They'll try the middle with Montgomery.
And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Jet passive K-zone. Double slant. Jet passive K-zone.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
And he stopped immediately there.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Cross button. Triangle button.
Here's Fields.
Triangle button. Triangle
and the
button.
throw there going to be incomplete.
So it looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Now here's Trenton Gill now.
And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. But fortunately, looking up into the lights, and he muffs it.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow a ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Wentz bringing the Commanders up for 1st and 10.
At the 34. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37.
They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Throwing on first is Wentz. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 right at the 40. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes that's the danger of putting that jumbo set out there. You just get a lot of bodies massed in one location. You could wind up with 18, 20, maybe even all 22 in the box, and there's nowhere to run the football.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wentz. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I see the surprise on the face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has, percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Throwing is Wentz. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. The former 3rd-round pick, Justin Jones, bringing the lumber that time.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs. They covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A
Entering
dime? What
play
were
call,
they?
15 cents.
suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. And this is off target to the left, didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this will stay a one-score game as the lead holds at 8. That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in him. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. He wasn't likely to make it in the first place.
Inside, AHB blunt dive.
Well, this offense got to be loving this. After the long missed field goal, they'll take over on the other side of the 50. 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he'll work down inside the 45.
Entering play call inside.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Circle button.
Fields.
R1 button. Cross button.
Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
On 1st down, it's Fields. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Circle button. Square button.
Now it's Fields. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 12-yard line. They're putting over 100 yards receiving now here in this first half of action. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause, to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
Throwing it Terry McLaurin's way again, and he's got it. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is complete.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Terry McLaurin, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Bears are back within a couple of the lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Quick pass, Y stick.
Fields trying to throw for it. Throws right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. If off left is selected.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
Now a play fake. Wentz. Out. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Roquan Smith able to record his 5th sack of the season.
That was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Off the draw, here's Williams. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Flushed out right, and he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
Big 3rd down play, and he did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. This is fielded at the 27. That's a 49-yard punt, 8, though, on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. You see David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive.
And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
AHD Slim.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
41 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Entering play call, AHB blunt dive, 24 zone open.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Handoff comes to Montgomery. A little juke. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Options galore here. Second and a few inches.
Cross button.
A give. This is Montgomery. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well, right out and right up the middle.
AHD/FK and R. AHD Slim.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Entering play call, inside handoff. There are 7 categories. Play type, option, RP, special, pass, run, pass, quick pass, Y stick. Cross button.
Now Fields.
Cross button. Circle button. Cross button.
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Entering play call, quick play type, run, pass. Option is set to standard. Option is set to shotgun pass. Option is set to play action pass. Play pass. Boot slide. Power drag reel. Convex wided. Power drag reel.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long.
Cross button.
Here's Fields.
Square button. Circle button. Triangle button.
This is Montgomery with a grab over the middle.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Entering play call, coach suggestions, on plan, there are player, there are 8 formation, there are play type, there are 8 category, personnel, there are 8 play type, run, option, RPO, special, pass, play action, pass sprint HB flat, boot slide, power drag reel. Cross button.
They snap it to Fields.
Triangle button. Triangle button. R1 button. Circle button. Triangle
and he's
button.
brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert.
And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs.
Now, you know I don't often have sympathy for quarterbacks, but in this situation, I don't know what else he could do. 4th down, so he can't just throw the ball away. He's got to find a way to try and make a play, but the pressure ended up getting to him.
Pressure got to him. Really big sack and a turnover here on downs.
The Washington offense set to take over again. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Wentz now on first down. And an incomplete pass.
Entering play call.
That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Working from the gun, Wentz. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number one.
Suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
R2 button.
A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. But the Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And they've got a little over 40 seconds to work with if they want to try to put something together.
Option is set to shotgun pass. Option is set to standard pass. Option is set to quick pass. Option is set to Hail Mary free play. Hail, goal post. Triangle button. Cross
now a
button.
first down throw.
Triangle
Fields.
Button. Triangle button.
Slings this deep from McLaurin.
Triangle button.
That's going to be knocked away
Entering
and incomplete.
Well, the first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
Cross button. Triangle
on 2nd and 10.
Triangle
Fields.
Button. Triangle button. Triangle button.
Slings this deep from McLaurin.
Triangle button.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Entering play call.
Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half with the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Cross
to
button.
throw his Fields.
Cross button. Triangle button. Triangle button. Square
They're
button.
firing a deep ball for Komet.
Triangle button.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call, but they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
Now here's Trenton Gill on to punt.
And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this ball is going to be touched out just shy of midfield.
Coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
Boy, Brandon, a missed opportunity there at the end of this first half. You'd love to give your guys a lead going into the break, but this effort doesn't find the mark, and that's going to keep things all square.
Play type. There are 8 categories. There are 6 subcategories. Option is set to Hail Mary. 3 plays. You have 5 options. Pass is selected. Hail Mary. There are goal post. Cross button. Square button.
A final shot before the break. Fields. He's going to throw one up for the end zone.
Cross button.
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
You have 15 options. That event is selected.
Santos now to add the PAT. And he atones for his miss the first time around, as this one is up and good to extend their lead. So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and CD in a minute. First, it's time to take a look at what we've got coming your way this weekend in the NFL. Plenty to look forward to in that early window. One being a noontime start up in Green Bay. A big one for the Packers as they'll square off against the New York Jets. In the late afternoon games, it'll be loud in Kansas City, that's for sure, as it'll be the Chiefs taking on the Buffalo Bills. And lastly, it's a second straight Monday night devoted to the AFC West. We had the Raiders-Chiefs last week. This time, it's the Broncos and the Chargers from SoFi. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And they were able to have a little bit of success on the ground. The question will be, will they stick with it, or will they be throwing more to try and regain this lead? Meanwhile, for the Bears, we take a look there at the numbers for them running the football in that first half. These two teams currently going over their final halftime adjustments. We are just about set to get back to it in the second half. And for the call, let's go back to Soldier Field and Brandon Gott.
Defend medium pass.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football.
Run, pass, run, FD run. There are 7 categories. Option is set to undefined. Option, play, option, run. Option is set to QB run 1 play. Option is set to inside handoff 5th. Inside, AH, zone weak. AHB/F, AHB slim.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
There are 8 categories. Throw it medium is selected. Throw it medium. Corner stops. Punty curl.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Looking outside, and he's got a man. That's Montgomery. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
There are 8 formation, play high, pass, special, pass, quick, Y stick, quick slants. Square button, triangle
looking
button,
to throw,
circle button.
Fields. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. For the defense, they were all over that. As soon as that ball was in the air, it was dangerous. Not only was it intercepted, CD, but they return it for the touchdown.
Yeah, and he read that the entire way. He was reacting before other players had a chance to react themselves. Had the determination to say, this just won't be a pick. It's going to be 6 points as he takes it the other way to the end zone.
Sly on for the extra point.
He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Entering play call, special teams, you have 6 options. Return left is selected.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
R2 button.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
The Bears offense now getting ready to take over.
Entering play run. Inside AHP zone weak.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 25-yard line.
He'll begin by dropping it off to Montgomery.
Able to slither by. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
91 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame.
Most of the damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Entering play call, AHP blunt dive. Zone weak.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Cross button.
False start there. That will set the offense back 5 yards.
Brandon, the lineman certainly flinched there before the snap. A good call.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Entering play call, zone weak. AHP blunt dive, zone weak.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Following the penalty, Montgomery. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Y stick.
Behind the chains, 2nd and 13.
R1 button.
Back to throw. Fields.
R1 button. Square button.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. But collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Play call, Y stick. Play type, run, pass. Option is set to Hail Mary 3 plays. Hail Mary, goalpost.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long.
Triangle
now
button.
on 3rd and long,
Triangle
they'll look
button.
to throw.
Square button. Triangle button.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone.
Triangle button.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
I'm not quite sure how he wasn't able to hold on to that one in the end zone. A great opportunity lost, but a lot of relief for the defensive guys. When they get into film next week, they're going to want to know what happened. Where was the breakdown that almost allowed a touchdown?
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
Entering play
and old
call,
school coaches don't necessarily mind
categories.
That. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. On 1st down, Wentz. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
This is a perfect example of what separates the elite quarterbacks. Has his man open, way too anxious, ends up firing it in there with way too much zip on it. The great ones, they know how to relax and put the appropriate velocity on the football.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Wentz going to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing now is Wentz. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jalen Johnson.
And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
The Chicago offense set to get started. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
7 category. Play type. Option. Run. Option is set to QB run 1 play. Option is set to inside handoff 50. Inside. Zone weak. AHB/FK. AHB slim.
On the carry, it's Montgomery. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Javon Hargrave there on the stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw complete here to Komet. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You talk about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
Entering play. Y stick. Quick slants. Flip run. Inside. AHB blunt dive. 24 zone. 24 zone open.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Now a run with Montgomery. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
They did a really nice job standing in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Formation. Play tight. Pass. Special. Pass. Quick pass. Y stick. Double slant. Y stick.
On 4th down, Fields.
This is caught. Touchdown, Bears.
Alec Pierce.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Bears' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
It took a pretty big risk right there going for it on 4th down, but hey, not only did they get the 1st down, forget about that, they got in the end zone.
Yeah, because normally you're just thinking, can I get enough yardage to get it past the sticks and pick up a 1st down? Instead, they go for the end zone and get it done with no margin for error. Remember, 4th down, they went for it.
Categories, you have 15 options.
Now the point after try for Santos. And this is no good. It's a missed extra point. Boy, in a tight game, how important might that turn out to be here as the second half rolls along?
You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25.
Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. A toss to the wide side. This is Williams. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Calling a loss of 4 on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. He'll look to set up his blockers. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and that will come the offense as they take over.
David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession.
He is knocking on the door for 100 yards in this ball game.
And it's so important. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. Just short of it, a little bit over. A little bit over feels better to everyone. Offensive line, running back, team totals. Just something magical about breaking that barrier.
He's right there on the doorstep now. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
111 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, "I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along."
Entering play call, AHB blunt dive. 24 zone open.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down.
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Fields thrown into the hands of McLaurin.
And he'll be dropped at the 36. It's a good gain of 18 on a play that originated back at the 18.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Entering play call, quick pass, play type, run. Inside, AHB blunt dive, AHB zone WK.
From Commander's territory now, it's 1st and 10
at the 36. Now Montgomery. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
To Montgomery on 2nd down.
Oh, an absolutely filthy joke. He's got some space now. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Well, we saw David Montgomery lead the nation a few years back in broken tackles when he was at Iowa State, and he's proven to be difficult to bring down in the NFL as well.
And with a guy his size, you have to know defensively that arm tackles aren't going to fly with him. You have to be able to wrap up, or else he can just brush tacklers aside like they're not even there.
And the next-gen stat, CD, it shows us he covered better than 20 yards after the initial contact was made.
AHB blunt die, zone weak. AHB/FK and R, zone weak. Cross button.
They'll run with Montgomery. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
zone WK and around leg. Inside zone split. AHB zone WK. Inside zone.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Montgomery. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. That's kind of an interesting decision. 1-score game, 3rd quarter. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm willing to go out on the limb on this one and go for it. And here's why. If I set it up right now and go get the touchdown, I'm in firm control of this ball game, and my team has a ton of confidence. If I don't get it, hey, I rely on my defense. And if somehow they go downfield on me and score, so be it. I want to be in control and in firm control right now.
Here we go on 4th down, Fields.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up on 4th and goal from the 4.
And Washington is able to come up with a goal line stand.
So that's the 2nd time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try to create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, you can successfully complete the punt.
Didn't get a ton of it, at least some positive yardage.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
The busy night continues for Williams. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Yeah, every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. He gets it to Sims, complete.
And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a much-needed accomplishment there on 3rd down. They've been forced to punt far too many times already. They needed something to go their way, and they're able to get a new set of downs.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Now Wentz.
A throw to the flat here from McKissick.
And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cut in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Entering play call. Coach
back now at Soldier Field.
6 categories.
It's the Commanders in possession of the football, but they trail as we start this fourth quarter.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. To throw is Wentz. It's caught on the right side. Williams.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought that they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out of the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a first down.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Williams running left. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
53 yards on the ground for him so far.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Williams. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out. Go.
On play action, Wentz. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
That's an excellent run right there on 2nd and long. Didn't get back all of it, but a huge chunk. Now they're in 3rd and manageable and back on schedule trying to pick up the first down.
So 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. Wentz now to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And that's a gutsy call there on 3rd and short because that's a play that's got a good chance of being blown up in the backfield for a big loss of yardage. But nice job out wide to gather in that screen pass, use his blockers well, and pick up the first down.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, second down.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
To throw, it's Wentz. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Robert Quinn, his second sack of the night.
Well, someone's closing in on the league in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Wentz and the Commanders staring down a 3rd and long now after that sack.
Back to throw here. Open man here, Sims complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Again, 8 there on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Tressway now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away.
R2 button.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory.
There's Terry McLaurin, such an exciting pass catcher as this offense comes out for their next drive.
Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting him, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he'll find a little space. He gets this up near the 10. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go.
An injury going to pause the game here, and it looks like it's Terry McLaurin who's in some discomfort. Not sure what happened. Hopefully this is nothing major. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Play call. Entering instant replay. Call to map. Challenge play. Super Sims. Stats. Coaching. Pop-up. Medical center is selected. Entering in. Player name T. McLaurin. Player name Arif. Position LT. Injury type hip pointer. Injury length ready to play. Injury length will return soon. Injury type bruised elbow. Position WR. Player name T. McLaurin. Player name E. Jackson. Position FS. Injury type broken finger. Injury length out for game. Injury length 1 week. Injury type abdominal tear. Position DT. Player name J. Allen. Player name T. Dozier. Entering play call, inside handoff, there, HB blunt dive.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere
as they bury him behind the line. Nice effort defensively there from Cole Holcomb.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Entering play call. Play type. Their option. Run. Pass. Quick pass. Y stick. Quick slants.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
R1 button. Triangle
now
button.
It's Fields.
Triangle button.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. So that, Charles, obviously just a game changer here this fourth quarter, and they're an extra point away from stealing the lead.
And stealing is the absolute right word for it, because that'll wake up your sideline, won't it, partner?
Well, there's still time remaining, but boy, I mean, you think about it, you go from an offense with a lead in the ball trying to salt things away to a completely different scenario now after the return for a score.
Entering play call.
Now Joey Sly for the point after.
Categories.
And they have taken the lead here in this fourth quarter.
So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Entering play call. Special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be fielded inside the 5.
R2 button.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
And they have to try and move past that pick 6 because now they're dealing with a fourth quarter deficit. And they need this drive to end in
Entering
points.
play call. Run. Inside. AHB blunt dive. Zone weak.
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Room here to run. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Entering play call. AHB blunt dive. 24 zone open. Zone weak. And around leg. Zone weak.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Circle button.
On 2nd and 7, Fields. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
R1 button.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 8 categories. You have 12 options. Punt is selected.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And this one's going to be touchdown right at about the 35-yard line.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense. Hey, baby, this ain't good enough punt.
Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10.
Cross button. R1 button.
Here's Fields.
R1 button. Cross button. R2
That's
button.
complete to Pierce. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Entering instant replay. Resume. Quit game is select. Options. Coaching. Pop-up. Medical center is selected. And player name Arif. Player name Jackson. Player name J. Allen. Player name D. Dozier. Entering play call. Regoni HB Scissors. Plan. There are 8 categories. Throw at medium is selected. Player. There are 8. Formation. Play type. There are 8. Personnel. There are 8. Recent plays. First play. Run. Inside. AHB blunt die. Zone weak.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Going up the gun, Montgomery. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Play tight. Option.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, and we watch him drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Inside AHB zone double AHB/FK and AHB slim.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
And off comes to Montgomery. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a look at the wind manager says, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
With Y-stick.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Cross button.
Fields.
R1 button.
Throw right side of the tight end O'Shaughnessy. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a 1st down if not for that penalty moments ago. So with the yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get? All right, 300. That means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through him right now, throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing.
Fields on third down. That's complete right side to Kmet. And the Bears are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as they get the conversion there on 3rd and inches.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Entering play call, Y-stick. Play, special, RPO, option, run. Inside hand, 24 zone, AHB zone double, AHB/FK, AHB slim.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. They'll run for it with Montgomery. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. David Montgomery taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Bears put together a 4th-quarter drive to take the lead. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Coach suggestion, plan, player, there are 8 formation, play type, there are 8 option, RP, special, pass, run, pass. With pass, Y-stick.
Fields trying to throw for it.
And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th-quarter lead. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
After the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And the Washington offense going back to work. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock.
There are 6 categories.
Wentz bringing the Commanders up for 1st and 10
at their own 28-yard line. They begin the drive with Williams. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play.
Here we go.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz hitting Samuel on the slant.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
10 yards there, good for a Washington 1st down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a give up the middle to Williams. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now Wentz. Complete. It's Dodson. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 35. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Wentz.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Kyler Gordon picks it off, and the Bears are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner, and with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had 1st-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
On to the field now come the Bears. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage.
Zone weak.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10.
On their side of midfield at the 47. They'll go to Montgomery to try to wind some clock. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
To Montgomery on 2nd down.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead.
Back to throw. Fields.
Cross button.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively.
Entering play call. Coach suggests kick punt sweep. Punt.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside of the 30-yard line. Carson Wentz in the offense. Down by 7. A little under 1:50 remaining. A fourth straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a first down.
There are 6 categories.
Wentz to throw. And that's caught by Williams. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Wentz's throw here complete to Dotson.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Now Wentz.
Cover 1 hole is selected.
Steps nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on, and that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Yep, the opportunity squashed.
Entering play call, run. Inside, AHB blunt dive.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Entering play call, AHB blunt dive, zone weak.
2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery.
And now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout.
As the clock will stop with just 70 seconds left to go in the game.
Entering play call, inside handoff, AHB blunt dive, 24 zone open.
First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. A give. This is Montgomery. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
54 yards. Punt.
The Bears punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. I think they're just a product of trying to buy themselves 5 extra yards.
And they want to help their punter out, right? Help with the angle, trying to pin the ball deep. That's exactly what they did there.
Call. Kick FG spring field goal 50. Punt.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to kick it away. And look at this, it's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out.
And the Commanders come through with a 4th down stand.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. To throw is Wentz. He's going to find his running back. It's complete.
Entering play call.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Options, cover 1 goal selected.
Meanwhile, Wentz's throw there complete to Sims. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So for the Bears, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll get a few days to savor this one before they take on the New England Patriots.
Meanwhile, for Washington,
the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers.